Welcome back to D Game. All right. So this one's going to be about what we're truly looking for, I guess, in each other. I mean, yeah, okay. We know, we know as guys what we're looking for, but not, come on. Uh, that all comes with it. But what are you truly looking for in a woman? Now, we get, you think about it from I guess a mindset or a psychological deal of men and women are different. We all know, but and men normally are driven by sex. But is that what we're looking for? I mean, is that really all you desire to have? You know, in your in out of a partner. Well, there's a lot of different ways to look at this. Okay, but this is going to be the. I guess this is going to be basically mine and my experience and from what I've seen and been through and dealt with and all throughout my life. So what you women are all basically looking for the same thing. They get off track for a few things we'll get into, and men do the same thing. But what women are really looking for is if you take everything into account and put it all in like a couple little things, it's they're looking to be desired, cared for, uh, enough, put it that way, right? And you hear that a lot from women that are they enough or can they be enough? They never feel enough and stuff like that. And their way of getting it is has changed over the years. Before, being a good person, extremely kind, caring, empathetic, things like that was a way they expressed or attracted a mate, a guy. Obviously being attractive, physically. So that's what women in a nutshell want. Men, on the other hand, are driven by different things and different desires. Yeah, we all know, but it's not that, not just that. We, as men, want to be respected. Plain and simple. I mean, it's a very broad, there's a lot in that, but we want to be respected and have a relationship that is fun, entertaining, lighthearted, close, but at the same time, but being very being respected the whole time on multi levels. Now, women, like I say, generally want to be desired. They want to have the guy to desire not just them physically, but they do. And they want to be desired for who they are as a person. They're being kind and their different ways of interacting with people, and basically the aspects of personality that maybe we lack, being empathetic to people to a certain extent. So nowadays, the easiest way for women to get that attraction is to, go through, or the fastest way is to be very sexual and attract men through their physical beauty, wearing less, being very provocative, and things like that, which, yes, it gets attention, but is it, what they're looking for? Is it long term? Is it something that can really be desired for a permanent situation? Now, women they do this, and they have, no end to being, desired in that way. There'll be, everybody in the kitchen sink, throwing them attention. Now, that's great for them. It is also a horrible thing for them, because they have a very hard time when they're like that, determining the difference between relationship attraction and sexual attraction. Now, are they the same? Yeah, they can be the same thing, but it's a huge difference with the ways that guys interact with women. Now, yes, we want a woman that is very attractive, very sexual attractive, and things like that. But do we want a hoe? No. I mean, no. Not for anything long term. I mean, we don't mind, short term this and that and whatever, but that gets to the point where they think that we're leading them on and blame that on us, when it's really not, because that's all they put forward and that's all they offered. So when they start to get angry and not feel appreciated, or they don't feel that you can desire them completely, only certain few aspects, what do? They go right back to accepting attention for the same thing that got your attention, and start the process all over again. And many young women go through this, and they don't see the vicious cycle that it goes through with, they desire, find somebody, they're very sexual, they're very open, they're very this, they're very that, and they find a guy that they actually like, that they want them to like them more than just that. They don't offer anything else. They aren't able to change at all, because this is the only way they know how. They don't take any key points or any advice from their guy, and they continue on this path, and it's a path to an end. I mean, it's never going to it's going to end, because there's only so much that we can put up with. I mean, there has to be, for us, we know that there has to be certain things in place that will not uh, be broken or be there has to be something real. And if all they're looking for is attention, and they are satisfied with that attention, and they don't know any other way to be desired or to be a good woman other than that kind of attention, then yeah, it's never going to end, because once they get bored and in a relationship, there is going to be times when things kind of slow down or get a little boring, or you can't live on the high of the first month you met, because everything is new and exciting. So there is going to be a drop. And when that happens, they look for that same feeling. They're not trying to leave you, but they find it in male attention, especially these days, through maybe going out with their friends to a place that, everybody knows, to the bar or the club, or they go online and they get attention that way. And it's a double-edged sword for women. And it's not that I feel bad for them. I mean, it's the situation that they've created. And you've got them really desiring to want something, but there's no way that they don't think about what they have to do to get it. Now all they learn is what they have to do to get the attention, and they stop there. They don't look for, like, what do I have to be, or how do I, attract a male long term. They just look at, I want to attract a man. Well, this is how all women do it. And then they say, oh, well, I attract a man, so I must be able to attract a man long term. No, they're two different things. Now, you can attract a man that way, but at some point you're going to have to take some accountability and some responsibility for the way you are and your actions, which doesn't happen very often these days. The very, very little do women actually hold themselves accountable for things they do, or for dismissing things that their guy has mentioned to them. Because for one, we have a different way of communication. I don't want to sit there and harp on a certain aspect, or a certain incident, or something I want them to adjust. I'll mention it, and they either do or they don't. I'm not going to sit and keep pounding on it. If they do, great. Now I view them in a certain way. If they do not, I also view them in a certain way. And that's going to determine the amount of effort and relationship they're going to get, if that makes sense. Now, with that being said, I mean, we got to get into, what do you guys really want? Yeah, of course. I mean, we all know what we want. We want physical. I mean, but once that's accomplished and out of the way, now what? What do you really want? Well, most men, they want respect. They're uh, a woman to look to them, to count on them, to respect them in their decisions and their ways, and understand and trust them. I mean, that's common sense. What do women not do? I mean, serious. These days, they don't count. They count on you for what they want, but they don't count. No, I mean, they just blow you off when you say something like, this isn't really working for me. You need to kind of quit this. I don't understand what the big issue is, with this, but I at some point discuss stop. And they just and they just go on, and it's like no big deal. They don't see that is major, right? Everybody kind of knows that when a woman's with you, number one thing is loyalty, right? That's number one. They think that's all it needs to be. They don't understand that them still on social media and still on dating sites talking to guys with no intention. I'm not saying they have intention of doing anything with them, but getting that male attention, receiving all them offers, and dealing with all. They don't see that as an issue. It's like it's no major deal. It is a major deal. There's no need for that. It shows the way I look at it, and others. Most men look at it as, well, you're not being serious about it. You're not taking this relationship serious. So if you're taking it not as serious, neither am I. It's only going to be a certain thing. Now, do we each have to adapt a little bit to be together? I mean, because two people are never the same. Yes, we do have to adapt. There is, we have to adjust. And men have to adjust a little. We do. I mean, I'm not saying men are perfect. I'm not saying women are horrible. I'm not saying women are perfect and men are horrible. I'm saying we both can be either. But you have to adjust who you are to a certain extent. You can't lose who you are. But for men, we attract women because of who we are and because of who we became, and what it takes to be that. Now, yeah, there's certain aspects you can adjust, but you don't change who you are. You don't do that. If they're asking you to change who you are, it's already over, because they're not attracted to you in the first place. So women, they do adjust. Now, the first thing they got to do is adjust not being on the market anymore. Like I say, just not being physically available or wanting to be physical with someone isn't taking yourself off the market. It's all this stuff has to be, there's a whole bunch, because women do a ton of things, since men are more upfront about it. We'll flat out tell somebody that we're interested in them and we're looking for somebody and this is what we got. Women won't really say that. What they do is they go through by putting pictures up, different memes on different social media. They'll be on dating sites. When they're out with their friends, they'll be more open to talk and and interact with men, that's how they live to be available. Now, when they're with someone, they might curve a little bit of that, but they're still doing the same things. And they don't see that as an issue. And it is. They get mad, or they say they don't like that a man is somewhat possessive of her. But if she's looking for someone that doesn't have anyone, the thought of a man actually being possessive of her is attractive. But the moment she finds one, well, she doesn't want to be that. You know, don't control me. Don't tell me what to do. But tell me everything I need and help me with everything. It doesn't work, you know. So there's you got to understand who they are to even start to attract them. And once you kind of know who they are, you can watch for signs and for things that they do, or their friends, or their social media accounts and things like that, and find out, are they really taking you seriously, or are they just not? And if they don't, obviously you're not, because you're going to continue just like they are. You know, they might not, because women generally don't want to be sleeping with, you know, more than one guy, you know, they generally don't. They want to find one guy that they really like. Man, we don't care. You know, we want, you know, we want variety. I mean, it's the honest truth. If we're going to curve that, wanting variety and looking for variety, well, then they're going to curve their overwhelming desire for male attention from other men. If they can't, well, it's just the way it goes. It even goes with guy friends. You know what I mean? It's a form of it. It never quit. If they want us to give up this, then they give up that. You know, I mean, it's not like we're asking them any more than they're asking us. They act like they want, you know, to be everything for you, but then they don't want. It's only if they feel it. So what I mean is, if you're with a woman and, you know, they want you to be loyal, they want you to only think of them, which, you know, perfectly acceptable. Well, then she's always going to be available. You know, I mean, or does she think that she can? I mean, this is the strange things that we think, or they think that we're going to go. And actually a lot of guys do, and they get railroaded and run over by this stuff. And if they think that we're going to give up everything and focus only on them and be them, which is completely acceptable. You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting that. But in the same time, they're only going to be when they feel like it. They're only going to be around when they can. They're going to do what they'd like to do. And we can't, that is not acceptable. It's a two-way street. So obviously, if that's going on, the two people shouldn't be together. I mean, because one is not focused on long-term. And if you guys are together and you both are doing it, well, hell, I mean, do your thing, you know, do your thing. But that's where, you know, women women love to have uh, sexual power, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they love to make sure that you are only with them and that you're focused on them and you're not focused on the others that are attracted to you, which we all have. So they love that because once they feel that they've got you. You know, now they've got you where they need you and you need them. Well, never put yourself in that position unless she puts herself in that position too. And it's not just for a week, not just for a month. I mean, she puts herself in that position. Then you know that she is really serious. Now, you know, that us as men, this is the deal between men and women. We look for the same stuff. You know, we do the same thing over and over and over, and I wonder why it never works. But there's a difference for some. I mean, for me, I am who I am. I've got everything I need. I got everything I want, and yeah, it'd be nice to you know, to have someone long term, but is that something in my life that I can't live without? No. I can substitute that for a lot of things. Now, not saying that I ain't open to the option. Women, they want that long term. They really, really do. They just cannot get over such strong desire to have that male attention in multiple forms. Even if it's, I mean, even nowadays it's so easy for women to do this. You know, they'll, you know, talk to guys or whatever and yada, yada, yada for a little bit. And then they'll go out on a few dates and they're just using you for a ride, date, money, food, you know. I'm sure there's a bunch of guys that have had that happen, and it might be a reoccurring. Well, if that's the case, don't do that. You know, having a woman in your life is wonderful, but it is not the most important thing ever. And if you're having trouble finding a woman that's going to take you seriously, then it's something you guys need to take a step back and start working on yourself. Because once you have certain things in your life and you are a certain stature, you know, certain success, then you'll have plenty of women coming at you and plenty of women that you can select from, which maybe you don't right now at the moment. There's a, like I say in videos before, we look for women for certain things. And we find certain characteristics extremely attractive. We find certain characteristics extremely repulsive. Now, we'll put up with a lot just for the physical access. Doesn't mean that we're going to stick around. If they don't show any movement or promise, right? Then yeah, we're just there for one reason because they're only there for one reason. And the way to explain that women are looking for certain things is you take a guy that's a 9 in looks, right? Just a good looking guy. it's what they want. He's got money. He's got a job. He's got a nice car. And he got a home. He's charismatic. Got a great personality. Well dressed. You take him and take away. Women are very, very. At that point, women are very attracted. A multitude of women are very attracted to that person, or at least be open to dating and seeing. That person. Now you keep the great personality, right? That guy still has the same looks, great personality, very charismatic. You take everything else away from him. Women ain't even going to look his way. Women ain't even going to notice he exists. I mean, at most they're going to be, that's my friend. It's so don't think that there isn't things that you can do in your life to make you more attractive to women. Is it all about physical appearance? No. Does it have a fact? Yeah, of course it has a factor, but generally women that's lower on the list. Now, being a really nice guy, that's going to put you way down, way down on the list, because they love to have nice guy friends. They love to find nice guys to take them out and buy them stuff, but they do not like nice guys to date. For the most part, don't get me wrong. There's a few, but the vast majority, no. But so you look at what you need to do. Obviously, yeah, get yourself in shape a little bit. Don't have to freaking, change everything. Now, if you're, 5'10" with 350 pounds, dude, all right, well, yeah, you got a little bit to work on. You know what I mean? But get yourself in shape. And be more physically attractive to them. Learn how to take care of yourself. Like simple things of making sure you get a haircut, making sure your skin is taken care of. Talk to women friends that you have. This is about the only real option. There's only a few benefits to have women that are friends. For one, they can tell you what you look good in. I don't know what I look good in. I don't generally, I'm not real great on doing that, but women know. They just know. They can look at you and picture you in like 10 different things and like, oh yeah, this is what you're going to look. And you actually do. I could never do that. That's like a woman's superpower. I think that's just fucking crazy and amazing all at the same time, but I can't do it. So, talk to them. Maybe you need to change your look a little bit. Maybe get some new clothes. Maybe you need to further your career. And these things are all going to benefit you personally. And as you are benefiting yourself personally, more and more women are going to start taking notice. Now, are they going to run over and throw themselves at you? Generally not. But you'll notice that more and more of them are not just looking to be your best friend. They're actually flirting and wanting to be more. Or maybe some of your, the only other reason to have good women that are friends is they've got a lot of single women that, as friends that they can introduce you to, bring around, which is always, wonderful. It's great because not only do you get to meet, attractive, nice women. I mean, you might be able to find one that actually you can date. Not saying just because you ain't dating them, they're bad people. They're not. I mean, you still, meet a lot of neat people and a lot of different, have great conversations and maybe do a lot of different stuff. But you basically really got to work on yourself, and get your mind right. Because if you have a mind of where you got to cater to a woman, you have to do this and you have to do that. And, I'd give her anything. And You're in the wrong. You're in the wrong mindset. Now, if you're going to give a woman a lot of you and do most anything for her, great. But also at the exact same time, you better be damn rigid that she better be doing the same thing for you. And if in your eyes she is not, then you stop. This is not the woman for you. So understand that and be very, very conscious of it. You know, it comes to there's a lot of unwritten rules, you know, when it comes to dating between men and women. There's the unwritten rule is when you're dating a woman, she is going to be exclusive to you, loyal to you, right? Now, everybody thinks it's just physically. And 50 years ago, maybe. Because before all this, you know, social media and all this provocativeness, you know, going on. So now it includes more. Women don't see that, but you got to hold your line to that. You know, that's part of it too. You know, another unwritten rule when it comes to a guy is we know as men that we are there to protect them. If I'm with a woman, then I'm obligated to at least keep her safe, right? If I'm dating a woman, now it's my job to keep her safe. And that entails even to the point of, you know, in an extreme situation, laying my life on the line for this woman, right? If I'm held to that standard, and you are, regardless, women hold you to that standard, regardless if they ever say it. Because the moment you don't, you're gone, right? So they do hold you to that standard. They just think it's, oh, okay. But if I'm held to that standard, and you never know when an extreme situation is coming, if you're held to that standard of in an extreme situation that you are obligated to you know, risk your life for this woman, then I'm going to demand a hell of a lot out of her. A hell of a lot. It's common sense. But women don't think that. They just think it's a normal obligation and it's okay. No, it's not. If they have certain things, my few requests that I have shouldn't be an issue. If they're going to hold me to that standard, and all of them I've talked to a lot of them, and they're like, if you talk just in a general sense back and forth, they're like, yeah, of course that's what they're supposed to do. But if you're like, oh, if you're going to hold me to that, and well, I wouldn't hold you to that. Bullshit. You've all been around that friend or that guy that this woman has started some shit, and he's not going to get involved. He's like, you started it, you deal with it. And he does completely stay out of it. And how long does he last with that chick? He gone, right? Because at that very moment, he's gone. So understand that they say that, oh, no, I'll never. Yeah, you do. So if I have to, then I am paying a lot of attention and being very well aware that you better meet my standards and you better be at least trying. Not saying that they're always going to meet them, not saying that they're always going to be perfect, but they better be putting forward some effort. And if they don't, then you know what it is, right? That either she doesn't understand, but you've already told her. So that means that she doesn't care, or it just isn't getting through to her, right? And if it can't get through to her, you can't be there for frickin' 5 or 10 years until it dawns on her that this is what's gonna, dude, move on. Let the next guy deal with it, because she's going to be exactly the same with the next guy. And that's what seems to be the reoccurring cycle, is women with their being provocative and attracting a guy in a certain way, and then not adjusting and not at least considering his needs or thoughts of adjusting. And poof, then all of a sudden they break up, and what happens? She's right back in the exact same situation. And it's just a reoccurring thing until they get to be, I don't know, 30, 35. Then life starts to hit them, but they're already too mad and bitter about things that they're not going to adjust. So it's never going to really work out for them. And I'm not saying all women are like this, but the vast majority, if you can find one that really does adjust and stays off certain things and takes your advice or what you would like into consideration and stops or slowly starts to get rid of certain things, she's worth taking seriously and giving her some time. But if it never really happens, then yeah, you know what I mean? You don't have to ditch her, but you know what time it is. You know this isn't going to be a long-term thing. You're just going to enjoy each other and then move on. And just understand that that's the way it is, and that's the way it has to be. You got to understand the difference, and what you need to do to find a woman is different than what you need to do once you find them. There's a completely different aspect. It doesn't mean you found them. Oh, I'm done. Oh, we're just going to hang out. And a lot of guys love it. A lot of guys do this. A lot of guys don't even pay attention to what the hell's going on and get run roughshod over. And then, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months later, you're like, what the hell just happened? And you think she's a bad person. No, she showed you all the signs. You didn't pay any attention to all of them, and you got what you deserve because you didn't pay attention. So you guys, serious, this is like a video you need to rewatch every 3 months, 6 months, just to refresh and to understand that there is obligations on your part and on hers. And if she ain't going to do it, there ain't no reason that you need to, right? And if she don't like it, she's going to start, like always, withholding physical. Once they do that, it's over anyway. It ain't worth it. I mean, if you're going to start playing the childish games, well, you can only do this if I say, screw off, Kate down the block don't care. I mean, so don't worry about that, but you have to pay attention. Don't get taken advantage of. There's so many women, and they're so good at taking advantage of guys because they know we don't pay attention. They know that we're just, oh, it's so great and wonderful, and I'm happy to be here. And I mean, you have to pay attention. You have to try and put forward all the effort to get the woman. Once you get them, now you change the idea. You still have to pay attention and put forward effort and make sure certain things happen. Because if it doesn't, you're done. Unless you don't care. I mean, that could be a perfectly okay thing too, is you didn't care, but that's on you. I don't really particularly care to manipulate women or use women in that way. But I just very much pay attention to every aspect, what they say, their friends, the way they are, their social media, the way they handle themselves when they're out, who they talk to, who they don't. I'm not saying who they can and can't talk to and interact with. I'm just paying attention to who it is and how they act and what they say and why. It's always an extreme. You have to extremely pay attention to all this and understand it. Getting angry over it, no. Getting mad about it, no. But understand exactly where, because that'll tell you where you are in her life. And it'll tell you if she even understands what she really wants and how to get it. A lot of young women, I don't like, they say, I don't like younger men, right? Because they can't provide what they want. They act like children. They run around. They don't give her but they never look to say, well, am I just acting like a little girl? Am I not, growing up and going through a relationship like an adult? Am I not adjusting to the situation at hand and adjusting to get the desired result I want? Yeah, they never look at it. Women, about 90% of the time, will not take any accountability whatsoever. They just think that, oh, it's okay because other men desire me. Yeah, that's never going to change. They don't want you. They don't want to keep you. They can't provide what you want. But yeah, they'll want you for something, and they don't interact the two. They just can't separate the two to understand that there is it's the same thing, but a huge difference. So keep this in your mind. Think about it. Pay attention. If you're single, think about it, about how it's happened in the past, how women are in the future going to be, and what you're going to look for. Think about what you're going to, if you're in a relationship, start paying attention more. Start making little comments, not snide, smart ass shit. Just mention stuff. See how that's going to go. See how it's going to work. See how it's reacted to. It's reacted to negatively. Be very, very cautious. They're probably never going to be, oh yeah, no problem. Very, very seldom. But just pay attention and like and subscribe. Give me some comments. Something. If you guys are going through something, wanted me to talk about something, send it. Maybe a situation a friend is through. Maybe a situation that you've been in. Maybe just a comment about stuff that's went on or things I've talked about or things I haven't talked about, and I'll comment or I'll look through them and respond and come back and maybe do a show about it and like that. And I'm not going to single everybody out or call you out, put you on blast or anything, but yeah, we'll definitely have more ideas and more things and try to narrow down exactly what you guys need. each individual. Everybody needs something different. So if something comes up, let me know. And I'm going to get out of here. You guys take it easy.